British. I don't know the make. What is it?
This is called a Sunbeam Alpine.
Okay.
And this is an English car. The company that built this car is called Rootes, R-O-O-T-E-S. And this was this is a 1967, and this was the last series, which is a Series 5 that they made.
So it's probably one of the better versions of the car.
This was the best version. Had the larger engine, had a 1725cc engine. It had better brakes. It had a little nicer interior, and it had all the toys.
Sunbeam had a great racing lineage based on things they'd done in the 1920s with V12 engines and high-speed cars. They had a lot of credibility when they brought these newer models out. Do you know who they were competing against at the time?
I think they wanted to compete with MGB, but back in the day, the models were all women. And I think they try to gear this car to the women population. They made pleated seats. They made the interior a little bit more plush than the MGB. This was actually a 3-year restoration, 8 months to a year to paint it, and then to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So we were weekend warriors. My brother's really the genius behind this. So he did a good part of this work. I kind of tagged along with him and helped him as much as I could. But again, he's the genius behind this. So you can put it in overdrive in 3rd and in 4th gear. It drops down the RPMs by about 500. This particular model has an overdrive transmission. This car has a single 2-barrel Weber carburetor on it. It has a racing cam. There was a valve job done on this car. This is an aluminum head, a cast iron engine. The head was shaved down a little bit to give it a little bit. Put an electronic ignition inside where the points are. It was a little bit larger core than the manufactured radiator, so it keeps the car cooler. Has an electric fuel pump in the back in the trunk area. It's not the original dashboard. This came as an aftermarket dashboard. It fit over here. It has a horn here, so it fit nicely in here. This wooden knob. This is something that didn't originally come with it either. It was something that you could have purchased. And then I had the head redone on it, and they shaved it down. So this car is pushing a little bit more than 100 horsepower. This car is actually built on a cross member. A very strong build on this particular car. A lot of these English cars, they rust out on the floor, they rust out on the rocket panels. This is a unibody construction with an X-frame, and so it's a very solid car. The emblems, basically, this tells you it's a 1725 cc engine. And then if you look down here, that was Chrysler in 1967, purchasing the manufacturer, and they put their emblem on here. So this is the only year that the Chrysler emblem was on this car. We actually put the roll bar in ourselves. That this is just for show, and this is a Sunbeam roll bar, so this was made for this particular car, but again, it didn't originally come with the car, and it's not that I race the car, it's just it happens to look good.
What did these cars sell for new in the day?
They were a little bit less expensive than the MGBs, and you know, I want to guess $1,900 to $2,400. They're starting to increase in value. The car that's really worth a lot of money is the Tiger, and Tigers could be worth anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000.
What is a Tiger as opposed to this? Because they look similar.
The Tiger is the exact same body, except the earlier Tigers, they put the 260 cubic inch motor in it, and then last year, 67, they put the 289 cubic inch motor in it. They changed the rear end, they changed the brakes. It was a very fast car. They used to race the Tiger, and the Tiger is worth a lot of money. And they actually, it was Carroll Shelby that got involved. Roots basically got a hold of Carroll Shelby and said, "We'd like you to do pretty much the same thing you did with the Ace Cobra."
So every Tiger has a little bit of the soul of Carroll Shelby. That would make her worth something.
He got a piece of every car that was sold.